Howdy doodly guys, like Adamus here, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. Now this isn't a how I found my happiness video, but I do plan on doing more of those in the future. Plan on potentially making another one of those. I got some positive feedback, so I figured I might as well. Biggest announcement is that I will be making a second channel. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't really have an idea, but I am looking into making one, just as kind of a reboot. I might move some of my uploads over there, but I'm not going to recycle content. So I will be taking old videos and re-uploading some of those ones, but I'm going to be making sure that I'm doing new videos on top of that on my usual quote-unquote weekly basis that I have. But today I wanted to talk about a game that some of you may know if you watch a lot of talking channels, and that game is Hollow Knight. Now, Hollow Knight makes really good background, and it's just kind of ambient gameplay. It's fun to watch kind of thing. And people use it a lot when they're talking and they need something to be background gameplay. And I purchased it recently out of, a desire to do the same thing, use it as background gameplay as I commentate over something. But I have actually really come to unironically adore this game. Now, I'm not super far into it, and I'm not going to make a 10-minute video on it. This is probably going to end up being like 5 minutes, since I've only gotten a little bit through the campaign. But with as much as I've started, I can easily say that this game, for me at least, is a very sound investment. Now, if you're the kind of person who loves single-player games, just like playing by yourself, experiencing a good narrative, enjoying gameplay, listening to soundtracks, this game is going to be phenomenal. If you are only, and I mean only, into multiplayer games, then you're probably not going to like this game. So to start off with a description of the game, Hollow Knight, in my mind at least, as I would define it, is a two-dimensional animated platformer. Now, I get that it's not quote-unquote animated because it is digitalized and it is done graphically, but the style that they use to depict the game is very animated. Now, I also love the ambiance of the game. I'm not going to rant on about anything because I don't want to create any potential spoilers for gameplay, because that's by far my favorite part of the game. But the game itself has a great ambiance, the soundtrack is amazing, the gameplay is kind of repetitive at times, but there's enough variety thrown in to the point where it doesn't feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again. And to go along with this, a lot of the stuff that you usually can do is not anything that you can strictly do in an RPG. And I haven't gotten much into the narrative yet, but from what I can tell, there is at least some driven story. And even if there's not a driven story, it's, at this point, almost like an open RPG platformer, or an open world RPG platformer, which is, at least for me, something I haven't ever played before. Now, I've been told that Ori and the Blind Forest and this game called Unravel are two similar games to this kind of genre, and I can't speak for that because I've never played them, but if they are anything like it, then I guess it's not as unique as I've made it out to be, but nonetheless, Hollow Knight is very fun and interesting, and it's, to me, and it's not something that I can say that I have ever done before. It's a completely new concept in my eyes. Not the platformer ideology, obviously, but the open world platformer mixed with everything that they've since created, and everything about it just kind of, if there's a game that I want to play and I want to be able to relax, I feel like I can go to Hollow Knight for that relaxed feel. Whereas if I go to a multiplayer game, I'm just going to beat myself against a brick wall of, oh, I want to get kills, oh, I want to compete against other people. But taking a break from all that and being able to just go to a game I love, like Hollow Knight, makes it very easy to put my mind at peace. For example, games like Skyrim or Oblivion, which I've played before, they were some of my first few games. They were very relaxing for me as a kid, and I would just play them after I got home from school or finished my homework, or late at night, and, generate fond memories of childhood games, as all of us gamers do, I believe. But Hollow Knight has that same feel. When I purchased the game, I expected it would just be kind of a good background thing to do, and I would record it as such. But as I've been playing through it, it's been more like those childhood times, I guess, rather than a game that's so driven and focused on being fast-paced with everything around it. It feels like I am free to do what I want in my own world, to, the limited extent that it is a video game, and it's not completely open world. Nonetheless, though, offering that same feel of I can just lay back and relax and feel like it's my childhood again is a very relieving feeling, to say the least. And Hollow Knight does a phenomenal job, for me at least, at unlocking that kind of childhood memory time. I feel like I can just go into the game and relax and take care of whatever is in that world without having to worry about the external world, which is ultimately the point of video games that are single player, is to unlock said immersion. And even multiplayer games have at least some kind of immersion. So I recommend taking a look into Hollow Knight. I don't want to spoil anything too much, especially not the gameplay and ambiance, since those are two of my favorite parts. But if you have the spare cash, I think it's $15. It's $15 on the Xbox store. I don't know how much it is on PC or PS, because I haven't bothered to look around, but I would assume it's no higher than $20. Just a very good investment for me personally, and I highly recommend it to anybody looking for a good solo game to play. That's all for today. Like Edimus out.